Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Depends on the time you're listening to this speech or watching this pre recorded video. My name is Ruth Okim, and I'm very delighted to be your coach for today. First, let me begin with the definition of public speaking. I'll be talking about 7 tips on how to be an outstanding public speaker in this tournament. So let me define public speaking. So, public speaking is simply the art of presenting a speech to an audience. Nowadays, public speaking transcends a physical audience as we now have virtual audience. For example, you are my audience, though this is a pre-recorded video. Public speaking is dynamic. It has evolved greatly. So I'm going to give you tips on how to be an outstanding public speaker in this tournament, on how to be a public speaker that would be outstanding. The first on my list here is be confident. Now, glossophobia is the second greatest fear in the world. It is the fear of public speaking. A whole lot of people are so scared of speaking in public. Even in a virtual tournament like this, some people's confidence will fail them. Now, my recipe for dealing with lack of confidence as a speaker is this: fake it until you make it. Pretend that you're a confident person, act as if you're a confident person. Who is the most confident person you know in your life? Now, imagine you are the person and act it. Act as if you're confident, try your best to fake it, and you are going to make it. You just keep faking it and keep doing the work, keep being consistent with your faked confidence, and certainly you'll make it. I got it from Dale Carnegie's book, Public Speaking for Success. So fake it until you make it. Now, number two, it's your opening. See, you have the first 5 seconds to captivate your audience. Fake how you open a speech is very important. You need to make sure your opening is captivating. So briefly, I'll just share a few ways you can have a captivating opening. Number one, start with a story. How when once people hear once upon a time, it makes them feel more relaxed and makes them want to listen to you. We all love stories. Everybody loves a story. So starting with a story is not a bad idea. Number two, you can start with statistics. Statistics, you can, okay, in case you're speaking about prisons, you can say, do you know that 25% of prisoners in Nigeria are unconvicted? You can start like that. Do you know that the percentage of people that have access to clean water in the world is, you can start like that. Now, number three, you can start by greeting people like the way I started. Hello, good afternoon. My name is Ruth. You can just start like that. Good afternoon, introduce yourself and tell people what you'll be speaking on. You can start with a poem, you can start with a dramatic effect, but just make sure your opening is very captivating. It has your opening has goes a long way on your performance as a speaker. Number three, content. The content of your speech is the most important thing in being outstanding. Nothing can compensate for lack of content. If you don't have what to say, no matter how confident you are or how smooth your delivery is, you will not do well. Content even increases your confidence. So to have a lot of content as a speaker, read a lot, listen to news, read a lot of articles, read a lot of things that are relevant to what you'll be speaking on. That is if you have the time to do that in this tournament. But on a general note, if you want to be a good speaker, you need to consume a lot of content. It is garbage in, garbage out. What you put in is what you put out. And also another way to get content is from yourself. Sometimes if you have a mind that observes, you can notice things around the world. Surely poets sit down, they just sit down and notice the way the world is and start writing, creating content about it. It could also work that way for you. Now, number four, avoid monotony. A boring speaker is a speaker that says everything in the same way. When we are having conversations with our friends and our family, our voice tones vary. The stress pattern changes depending on what we are going to say. Our pitch changes a lot of times when we are talking. we are just enjoying ourselves. But when we now stand to speak on the stage, we forget how to feel relaxed and we start putting up a fake performance. Imagine if you were talking with your family, how would you talk? Make your presentation like that. Now, few tips on how to avoid monotony. Change the stress pattern of some words you're saying, or very important words. When you have a long line of things to say, when it reaches the important place, you can change the stress pattern. For example, let me use this example. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Evangelist Rehed Bonke as he climbs the stage. That is a very boring way to say that. But now, the most important word I've decided in this sentence is Evangelist Rehed Bonke. So if I were to say it like a professional speaker, I'll say, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together as we welcome Evangelist Rehad Bonke. You see, I've changed the stress pattern. You see what I also did? I also increased my pitch when it got to this part. And I also varied my rate of speaking. I slowed down when it came to this part. So avoiding monotony, you can change your stress pattern, you can change the pitch of your voice, you can change the rate of your speech, and you can observe pauses before and after important things you want to say. Now, number five is be creative. You need to tap into your inner creativity when you're writing a speech. Do not just write a speech that lacks creativity, a speech that is bland, a speech that lacks the touch of anything like creativity. Storytelling, you can ingrain some of these things in your speech. Storytelling, poetry, just a few of that can make your speech beautiful. But try your best to have a creative speech. Number six, stick to your time. Stick to your time. We are not going to be impressed if you take a very long time just to show us how well you can talk. It's not impressive. You will not impress the judges. It could reduce your marks. So make sure you are focused on your time. And also, if you do not reach the time in which you're supposed to speak, it will be as though you do not have enough content. So try your best to stick to your time. Number seven, and finally, in this Kujenga Umoja tournament, you can see that everything is about Africanism. We are promoting Africanism in the tournament, in the branding, and everything. So try to add Africanism in your creativity. Try to add the Africanism effect. Try that, and you see that it will help you to be a better speaker. So, and I also want to say that tournaments are not always about winning. It's not always about who is the best speaker. Tournaments are opportunities to connect with people. I've met a lot of people via public speaking tournaments that have become good friends and people that I have had great relationship with. So try to be friendly, try to learn as much as you can. It's more about the experience. There's the most important thing in publicity tournaments are the people you meet, your network, and also your that you get better. So while I wish you guys success, I want to tell you that it is not just about winning. Maximize the opportunity and have a wonderful time. My name is Ruth Redje. I am also known as Ruth Basiakim. I am very delighted. I'm thankful that you listened to the end of this speech. And I wish you all the best in your tournament and in your public speaking career. Goodbye.